So this is the head unit. It has a factory reverse camera. It's a very basic unit with no Apple CarPlay, no Android Auto. So we'll be installing an Extnix infotainment system in this car with the wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. So to pull the unit out, first you have to take out the aircon control module, which is basically held by a couple, basically 4 clips. So 2 on the top and 2 at the bottom. You don't have to pull the whole unit out on the manual knobs because there's a lot of clips and everything else connected at the back, so we don't want to lose that connectivity. Move the gear lever to the back and pull this unit out. Then at the bottom there will be 2 Phillips screws, so the whole unit is held with 2 Phillips screws. Once you take the Phillips screws out, the unit just simply comes out with a nudge. Okay, so at the back of the unit we can see again couple of clips on each side, and then we have a hazard light switch on the top. So simply press this flickering knob and the hazard light switch will come out. Now if we move the unit a little bit more out, we can see over here a couple of connections which I will run you through. So that's for your radio antenna, for factory reverse camera, main harness, and some other harness, maybe one of the USBs or so, which won't be retained, but we will be running 2 new USBs. All right, so I will change the unit and we'll come back. All right guys, so the wiring is all complete and I will run you through the wiring. So the external microphone is installed over here. The cable is running just behind the dash, behind the steering wheel, coming over here and connected onto this cable set. Usually the cable is marked microphone or there is mic written over here, but the cable is part of this big socket for microphone. All right, we have used plug and play connector for the factory wiring to retain all the things without cutting any wires. We have used AirPro AP-V1 VIZ01 harness to retain the factory reverse camera on it. So harness connects at 2 points. One is the green one, and then the reverse signal comes up from this white bit which is there. It also gives us a speed wire and maybe a parking brake which are not used. So over here the purple cable, which we can see is being routed all the way from here and going back into this socket to power the camera on, and then is also giving us for the reverse trigger, which we have just used a bullet connector to connecting back to the cable marked as reverse. Sometimes this is brown, sometimes this is pink, depending on the harness, and it can be listed as back or reverse. So this will give us the reverse signal when we put the car in reverse. Now most of the camera retention harnesses, they also have a ground cable which we just have to run to a ground point for the signal to be complete. If you are doing hard wiring and are just checking out which one is the reverse camera cable, reverse signal wire, so I would say that is this second one, the purple one, which in this case is actually black on the factory side. So yeah, so highly recommending using this AirPro harness. It makes the life very easy. Then we have run the USB cables into the glove box. They are just coming out over here, sitting behind here, and the GPS antenna, which I have taken off this top cover, just 2 screws, and mounted it over here. So it is at a very accessible point for the satellite signals to receive. Now we are just going to connect the unit, but before that, so with the factory reverse camera retention, usually it comes with the male RCA connector, which we have connected up to the patch cable that we have for the signals to be completed. All right, now we will just be connecting the unit. All right guys, so we have now installed all the cables to the back of the unit, as you can see. So power cables are connected here. Then we have the multi RCA with the factory mic going in, and also obviously if you want to run any subwoofers, so basically any amplifier with the amp out cables there. Both USBs are connected here. The camera is connected over here. Radio antenna as well as the GPS antenna. It's all connected. We have taken out the factory hazard switch and the clips from the factory frame, and they are all connected. Now we are just going to put the unit in and give it a test run. So that's there. You can see switch is working okay. All right, so this unit is almost ready to be plugged in, and we'll just do a turn on as a test, and we can see unit is up and running. All right, so now I will close up everything, and then we'll run through the setup on configuration of the steering wheel controls. Thank you everyone. So the installation is now complete. As you can see, the unit fits in perfectly, just like a factory one. However, you now have Apple CarPlay on it, Android Auto with massive 9-inch screen, better than the factory one. That's the Apple CarPlay on it. You can see how smooth things are. If you click on here, the unit switches between your split screen within the CarPlay mode, so your music, which is Spotify. You click here, that's your maps, so Apple Maps, but depending on whatever software you want to use Google Maps, unit will load up Google Maps for you. If you want to use Waze, you can use Waze as well. So depending on whatever apps and maps you want to use. Outside, that's there. I will also check the factory reverse camera as well if I can. Go one more, click here, and there we go. That's factory reverse camera. Comes up really nice on the new screen as well without any issues. All right, so you can see everything is being done. The steering wheel controls were very easy. Simply go into the apps, go into the steering wheel control, and click on start and just run the process as we get directed. So volume up, volume down, and once the button gets selected, there is a small tick sign which comes up. So that's all done over there as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Wait for the next video. And installation for this Isuzu D-MAX is now complete. Thank you.